Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Today I wanted to go over a Somali book with you today. There's been a lot of talk, like I talked a little bit in one of my videos about how there's actually a lack of material available for English speakers to learn Somali. And I've referred to a particular book a couple of times throughout a few of my videos, and so I wanted to share it with you a little bit today. I wanted us to go over who the author is and how it's been really good for me for learning Somali, and sort of what dialect maybe is taught in it, or what dialects are taught in it, and how this book can be taught really well. So to show you guys, firstly, this is Martin Orwin's Colloquial Somali. Martin Orwin is actually a professor at the university that I went. He did my Somali exam. He did my Somali oral exam. I actually had to have a conversation with him in Somali, and that was really nice to have these two white people who have had to learn Somali sitting and having a conversation in Somali was really nice. Because there is a difference between being taught Somali by somebody who is Somali and maybe takes for granted some of the grammar and takes for granted how difficult it is to pronounce Somali and come to terms with Somali grammar. So it's quite nice to be taught by someone who has had to learn Somali. So that's really nice about Martin Orwin, and he's obviously a professor at School of Oriental African Studies in London. He is obviously the author of this book, and I think he also is head of Amharic as well, and I think he speaks Arabic as well. So he's a pretty intelligent guy. Like he knows what he's doing. So this book, Colloquial Somali, is the full title is Colloquial Somali: The Complete Course for Beginners by Martin Orwin. And what's really nice about it is that it does come with CDs as well. It can come with CDs. It can come with MP3s that you can find online as well. So you can actually hear it. And the people on that CD are native Somali speakers, even though he is fluent in Somali, like he has used native Somali speakers. One of them was one of my teachers at university called Abdul Qadir. He's a native Somali speaker who's one of the people on the CD and on the MP3s as well, which is really nice. So this book is obviously available on Amazon. I'm going to leave a link in the description below, so you can go and purchase that if you want to. And I highly recommend it because it's a really, really good book, and the vast majority of what I've learned in Somali has pretty much all come from this book. The amount of grammar in this book and the amount of dialogues in this book are pretty awesome. So I'm going to read some of one of the passages for you, I think, just to sort of give you guys an idea of the sort of dialect that's used in here, because there may be people who are interested in learning Somali from this book, who you guys might actually be Somalis yourselves, but you want to sort of learn about the grammar and you want to learn about grammar and you want to learn about different vocab and how to read and write Somali well, because there are plenty of Somalis who don't necessarily know how to read and write Somali well, but you know how to speak it. So I'm going to read a passage to you just so you can sort of see what it's like a little bit. So the passage is, today, it means, I'll read the English to you guys first, so you know what I'm saying, and then afterwards I'll let you hear it in Somali. So today is Monday. Mohammed is going to the university. Mohammed is a student and his friend is a student. His name is Yunus. He is accompanying Mohammed. Today they had breakfast together. They drank tea and ate bread with butter. And the Somali is مانتا واثنين محمد وتقاعد معد محمد وأرضي صاحب كيسونا وأرضي مقعيس ويونس محمد براعيا مانتا ودا قراعدين شهوة عبدين كبيسو بقلهنا ويعنين. So it's quite nice. I think Martin Orwin actually learnt Somali in northern Somalia, so maybe that's a dialect that's sort of reflected in the book as well. It's 14 chapters, and they are very sort of grammar based. Most of the chapters have a dialogue or a passage like that at the beginning, and it'll have a vocab list of all the vocabulary that's used in that dialogue or in that passage, and then throughout the chapter is when you learn the grammar. So, for example, the first chapter, I'll just show you the contents page of the first chapter. The first chapter is called Iskawarran. Iskawarran. And in that first chapter, it just has use and reply some simple greetings, give commands and instructions using the imperative. So there's already grammar in there. It's not just sort of conversation stuff at the beginning. There's already grammar quite early on. And there's a vocab list. Like here you can see there's a vocab list. The first word, warriah, of course. Next word, subah. Next word, wanaksan. So it'll go through the whole dialogue, all the different vocab and stuff. And then all the way up to the 14th chapter, which is a bit more... I mean, I only finished the 14th chapter recently, which is obviously a lot more kind of advanced. The last chapter is Yoga. radioga is the radio. In that you go through adverbial relative clauses, how to translate when and after, use of negative subordinate clauses, the focusing questions, to form negative questions. So there's some quite advanced grammar that it goes up to. Like even though it says a complete course for beginners, I think it's pretty advanced. Like I think it's probably more advanced than a lot of native Somali speakers actually understand the grammar of. So, I'd highly recommend this book. I mean, it doesn't have a price on the back. I know that it's available for, from as little as £20 up to, if you want to have the CD and the MP3s as well, then it probably goes up to about £50. But if it's something that you're going to invest in, you can probably use this book for a good year. It's not a lot of money to part with. So as I said, I'm going to leave a link to the Amazon page where you can buy it from in the description below. So I highly recommend it, and I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any more resources that you'd like me to review or you'd like me to talk about a little bit, or have any questions about this, then please just put them in the description, in the comments below. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.